Hello, welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm Zetai Kai, and this is the Delta Kai. More specifically, this is the high-grade Universal Century Delta Kai Gundam, originally released by Bandai in the year 2012, and today will set you back 2,860 yen, or about $30. This is our third and final installment, our mini-series on the Delta Gundam line. We did the Delta and the Delta Plus, and now we're looking at the Delta Kai. Just like those kits, the Mobile Suit, the Delta Kai, is based on those mobile suits and just kind of strapped with some extra kind of super special weapons and accessories. So we'll take a look at it in this review, but before we do, I'd like to remind you to go to CanadianGundam.com. They very kindly supplied us with this kit to review, and they can give you all of the Gunpla that you might need in these kind of weird times we're living in. They continue to operate as a small family business and are constantly refreshing and renewing their inventory, so be sure to check them out regularly to see if they have your new favorite kit in stock. Be sure to utilize their private warehouses and flat rate shipping, and check out their videos right here on the Gunpla Network or on their own YouTube channel. So as we look at the Delta Kai, the first thing you'll notice is the colors. There's a very brilliant bright white, a kind of pale lilac-y purple, an orangey yellow, a dark gray, and some light gray bits here and there. When building this a handful of times, I kind of was reminded of the high-grade Universal Century Unicorn Gundam, just in the way like parts of the knees, the shoulder Vulcans kind of went together. I don't know really what it was, it just made me think of the unicorn for whatever reason. Maybe it was the white coloration with those things. But it's based on the Delta or Delta Plus Gundam, the same basic structure and frame at work here with new head pieces, new accessories, side skirts, shoulders, things like that, just kind of changed up and expanded upon. It really does look great. I love the color scheme, an underutilized color scheme in the Gunpla universe. So being based on those kits, you have those same flaws. You have the seam lines in the shoulders and the head, and the seam lines in the front of the binders on the back. Unfortunately, this kit also has the terrible seam line in the knee and the very unattractive hole in the knee for the transformation. You also get a seam line across the middle of the hydraulic on the shins, and some in the feet. They're not too bad though. So let's take a look at articulation. The fin funnels move around on the back, proto fin funnels I should say. The binders will move up and down, and pretty much the articulation is pretty standard. The head will move around. You gotta be careful with the collar there, and the V-fins tend to like just catch on everything, so be careful with those as well. They seem spindly and maybe prone to breakage if you're a little too rough. The shoulders are mounted on the same pegs as the Delta and the Delta Plus, and the shoulder armor will move up. You get this extra little winglet attached to the shoulder that moves around, and the arm will come up this far. It's not inhibited by that winglet. That's basically the armor at the base of the shoulder that stops that from moving further. A bicep swivel joint, and a single bend elbow, which goes a little more than 90 degrees, and your standard ball-jointed wrist. You do get an ab crunch, and the torso will move side to side quite a bit. You just have to be very careful with the binders and the side skirts to get those out of the way. Speaking of the side skirts, easy for me to say, they're huge, and they move around on this little peg that's attached to this part here. And that part is attached to the back skirt, so it will rotate up and down, allowing the skirt armor to hinge up and down. You have kind of like these little vestigial front skirts that move. They don't really need to. They don't inhibit the leg any more than these gigantic knee pieces do. The knees hitting the chest is a new thing for me. Unfortunately, these knee pieces are not movable at all. They're fixed in that position, so you're going to have to deal with that. The hips are the old ball joints, so you don't get much of a spread, but you do get some nice turning in and out. The feet are incredible. A nice toe bend, some moving armor, and a full 360-degree rotation on the foot, just like the other Deltas. There's no armor down here to mess up that articulation. You do get a nice ankle rocker, and that's it for the articulation. Let's move on to accessories. You get 2 closed fists and 1 right-handed holding things hand with no back. You have to swap them around. The left hand is permanently clenched in impotent rage. Trigger finger hand. The trigger finger hand on these is very nice because it has a nice little tab It's almost master grade-esque in the way it's designed, and will attach to this very fine looking beam rifle. Some really cool details on here, the piping, the circular bits, a nice sticker for the scope, and that's probably the only time in this review you're going to hear me utter the word nice sticker. More on that later. The beam rifle has a nice little slot so that aforementioned tab can go right in there, and you have a nice secure grip on the beam rifle. So let's talk about this ridiculous shield. It's gigantic. It looks like a giant buster sword. It has the high mega cannon attached to the bottom straight from the Double Zeta's forehead, although I think it's a little bigger in scale. A sticker here on the front that's not too terrible, and a movable joint at the front of it as well. It attaches via this very small tab and is always falling off the arm. There's nothing to stop it. This movable piece will help you to create some false friction there with the hand, but yeah, this thing is always making the arm droop over. So the beam saber hilts are attached to the shield. You need to be very careful because it feels like those pegs will snap off if you're not careful. It's very tight, a very tight fit onto the shield. The beam saber effect parts work very great, and you get these nice little stands that are included for the fin funnels or proto funnels. So let's take a look at those. They tab into the binders via this little peg and hole. They are solid, they do not move, they have no articulation. The jaws have some nice detailing on the inside, which really makes them look like a good fin funnel. The same port that you use to attach it to the binder, you use to attach to these little stands. It works good and is a nice little extra for some fin funnels. As this kit is a parts former, you're going to have that kind of fake transformation piece, kind of a core block, and some other transformation bits like these fake heels and some fake shoulders that I did not apply any of the stickers to. We'll talk about that in a moment. You also get a bunch of extra parts. Most of these are extra armor bits from the Delta Plus, although you do get a complete Delta Plus rifle. So the stickers. I wasn't too concerned with the number of stickers. I can put on a lot of stickers. The problem came when you had to move and bend and fold them over the pieces. In the unboxing, I said this. The rest of these all look very flat. It doesn't look like these are going to be folding around edges, so they may not be too bad. Too bad, 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 too bad. So yeah, the majority of the stickers fold over a multi-surface piece, or they're on the leading edge of something and you know they're not going to stay. I would rather do a water slide sheet for a real grade or a Vercom master grade before I launch into these. You get ones for the fin funnels, and they're these yellow ones right here, and they are very nice, they're fine. And then there are ones all over the mobile suit, and they are not fun. So let's go through them. There's a sticker on the front of the camera, there's a sticker back in the back. There's eye stickers that are crazy. You have to fold over the nose piece. They have a gray stripe at the bottom and a black stripe at the top, and then green in the middle, and this is all one sticker. And my camera cannot focus on it because of all the colors going on. Cheek stickers that are okay. Vulcan stickers remind me of the Unicorn. Sticker here, sticker here, sticker on the back of each one of those. Terrible sticker here. Not so great sticker along this edge. Frustrating sticker here, annoying sticker here, 3 maddening stickers in here, terrible sticker along here, 2 dumb stickers per vent, 1 sticker per each back vent that folds across like this in a ridiculous fashion, long sticker here that folds over this in a dumb way, sticker here, annoying sticker, sticker that'll make you want to kill yourself, suicidal sticker, truly abysmal, atrocious, awful sticker, the worst, one of the worst stickers I've ever seen on a model kit. This is all one sticker, all the yellow, all the black, folding and depressed down in there over top of a grill. It's terrible. And 2 black stickers that aren't that bad actually. And I think that covers them all. Alright, so with that talk out of the way, let's talk about the beautiful shots of this kit with its accessories. So here's the shield. It is great, like being a large shield is tactical, like it'll protect it more, but the arm does have a terrible time holding it up. It'll hold it up this way with the joint working like with you, and it does look pretty cool, like firing the high mega cannon. So I like the look of it. I just wish that there was a better way of it being attached to the model kit. The beam rifle never ceases to impress me. It is such a unique design. There's not much like it in all of Universal Century. The beam saber looks great in the one hand you get to hold it. Such a shame that you can't dual wield these beam sabers. I don't know what's going on here. It really does a good job of looking like it's in motion from every angle, although sometimes it does look very busy. The little stands for the fin funnels are a great addition. It's always kind of the give and take with fin funnels. They're such a cool weapon accessory, but displaying them never really goes right, and you always need help to make them look more dynamic, and so this helps. Although I find like an action base that has these little guys with it helps even more to get them up and get them more in the action with the model kit itself. But really all the accessories work beautifully. Okay, let's talk about the transformation. I kind of speed through this a little bit because it's basically the same as the Delta or Delta Plus, basically with just some different parts here and there, and the parts going in the same spots but being bigger or differently shaped. So it's the same thing. You're taking the Gundam, you're stripping it down to its torso and head, casting that aside, bringing in your core block and reattaching all the parts in a different way or in a differently folded way, or just putting them on in a different spot. It really is very intuitive. At this point, it's second nature to me after doing all three of the kits. And if you've done one of them, you can do any of them. You do get these fake shoulders. I don't like them. I was sick of doing stickers. Throw your other shoulders away. So I didn't put the stickers on the shoulders. The shield is held on very securely in Waverider mode. It has like this 4-port system that really grips it very well. So that's a plus. You don't have to worry about the shield falling off in Waverider mode. Toss your real heel aside and bring in your fake heel. And then you can grab your leg. This little piece on the back always irritates me, the little flap that you have to take off and put on in a different spot. It's such an inconsequential change, and it's always falling off of the kit in Waverider mode. It's just irritating to me. But other than that, every other part on this parts formation works beautifully. The great thing about this Waverider mode and the Waverider mode of all three of these kits is that it's super, super stable and secure. There are other Waverider modes, other transforming mobile suit model kits, even master grades that are not nearly as secure as this line of kits are. There's a little folding wing here on the side skirt armor that you put on the top that looks pretty cool. And I do complain about the stickers, and yes, during the review I had to keep pressing on those purple ones on the front edges of the wings, and I know they're not going to last over time, but once they're all on, it does look rather great. You get one hole here. I don't know why you don't get two for attaching the beam rifle to, but whatever. All in all, it's a great transformation. That leads to a truly impressive Waverider mode. This is definitely the bulkiest, largest one of the three. It does look great. I love those colors. And that purple really breaks it up very nicely. There's not like a mass of one color anywhere. There's nice little details all over the place unless you look really closely at those stickers. But I do really like it. The hardest thing about like these Waverider modes, and this one in particular, is to like get one angle that shows off everything, because from the underside it looks really good and from the top it looks great. It really does look great from all angles. You can deploy those fin funnels, which makes the profile of the Waverider mode even more streamlined. I actually like the look of it without the fin funnels over the look of it with the fin funnels. Reminds me of the A to Z Gundam with the fin funnels on. So here are all three converted into their Waverider modes: the Delta in its gold, the Delta Plus in its kind of lavendery gray, and the Delta Kai in its bright white and purpley bits. Definitely is the chunkiest one. I think I like the Deltas the best just because it's more pointy and more speaks to my design ethos. So I said I was going to try to reproduce this shot from the unboxing, and here we go. Here's this shot in full model kit form, fully realized. So it's great. I'm very happy, very pleased to have all three Deltas. So let's compare it. Here's a real grade Gundam, the high grade Universal Century New Gundam, and the high grade Universal Century Revive Zeta. You can definitely see the brilliance of the white here. There's like a purple undertone if you turn these pieces over on the inside of the pieces of the Delta Kai. And for whatever reason, it just makes this thing just reflect light in a great way. It's super, super bright. Here's another kit that kind of follows the same color palette. The Eyes, or 1.5 Gundam from 00. This is one of my favorite 00 designs, actually. Again, you can see just how bright that white is. It's hard to tell by itself, but when you get it to next to other kits that are white, you really see just how bright that white is. And here we have the high-grade Universal Century Beerland. I wanted to include it because it is sold at the same price point as the Delta Kai. It's much larger and the color apps are more fully realized, but it doesn't have near the gimmicks as the Delta Kai. I just thought it would be fun to take a look at. So let's talk about the Delta line as a whole. I think all of these kits are really fantastic kits. They spent a lot of time, obviously, engineering these kits to be transformed or parts formed from Mobile Suit mode to Waverider mode, and they both work great. Both modes on every kit work fantastically well. I think that Delta Kai's build is kind of overshadowed by the frustration of the stickers, but if you don't sticker your kits up, then you're gonna love this kit. If you want a really good test bed for your masking and painting skills, you're gonna love this kit. If you like the colors, if you like the overabundance of being like an OP Delta Hyakushiki style kit, the Delta Kai is the kit for you. Personally, I find the Delta Gundam to be my favorite, Delta Plus being second, and the Delta Kai rounding out the three of them. They're all great kits though, don't get me wrong. So that's it for this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to subscribe and keep building, everyone. And yeah, one more time with those stickers. I hate to harp on it. I mean, it is just stickers after all, but still. Get wrecked.